Hello everyone, this is Ashish Sani from Innovate Yourself. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about the slots in Rasa chatbot. Now, what is slots and how it is useful with your Rasa chatbot? Now, we will see all these things in our today's session. Now, let's move further and let's see what are slots in Rasa chatbot. So the slots are generally your bot's memory. So they act as a key value store which can be used to store information the user provided. Example, the home city, or let's say the mobile number or any other details, as well as the information gathered about the outside world. Example, the result of a database query, right? So similarly, let's say we are already having some existing records in a database, and now what I want to do is I want to fetch that record in the real time, right? Like I as a user, I'm asking some question to your chatbot, and chatbot should be able to give response accordingly, right? So for that, at least the chatbot should be able to get the information from the existing database. So this is how your Rasa chatbot can work further, right? So in that case, we require the slots that can be used to process this information in the real time, right? Because we are using slots as a memory, and memory means as a storing device. So whatever information you are getting with you, that can be stored inside a slot. So this is how your slots are gonna work with your Rasa chatbot. Now inside slots, you are having different types to define it, right? Like when you will create a slot, this is not a single way to do. There are different ways, or let's say there are multiple ways to create a slots, and that is with the different types, right? So for that, let's see what are the different types of slots that we are going to use in your Rasa chatbot. So the first one is the text slot. If in case you are having some information that is in the form of text, or let's say in the form of string, for example, a person's name, a city name, or anything, that is what? That is a text data. And in that case, a slot should be defined in such a way that it should be able to hold the text type of a data. So this is a text type of a slot. Then the boolean slot, the slot in which there are two type of value, either true or false, or let's say yes or no. So such kind of a values comes under boolean slots. So this is how you are going to do it. Similarly, categorical slots. Now let's say you are having different type of values. Let's say I'm having n number of values, but I want to split my n number of values into particular categories. Let's say high, low, or medium. So this is what? This is a three different categories which I can use, and that can be categorized inside the categorical slots. So this is how we can do that. And after that, float slot. In this, what we can do is we can store the float type of information, or let's say the decimal type of information, that can be a negative or the positive kind of a value, right? So in that case, what we can do is, let's say for example, I want to store the temperature value. Now the temperature can be positive as well as the negative. So this kind of a values we can store inside the float slot. So this is how I can do that. Now next one is the list slot. Now inside this list slot, what I can do is I can store the list of the items. For example, I am in a supermarket. At that time, what I want to do is I want to purchase multiple items, and that items are what? These are all the items that I am gonna purchase, right? Now if in case I will say some information, let's say if in case I will give the information about the items whatever I'm going to purchase, that will be treated as a list, because all the items comes inside a single list, because these all belongs to me, right? So this is how I'm going to use this kind of a slot. After that, unfeatured slot. Inside this, what you can do is whatever value you want to pass, you can pass directly. Doesn't matter what type of value you are going to use. So this is how we are having a different type of slots that we can use in Rasa chatbot. Now how to use it, with your Rasa chatbot in action, right? So for that, we have to go back to the program which we have created till now, and after that we have to add these slots in there. Now let's go back to the PyCharm. Now inside this, you can see this is the changes which we have made in our last session, in which what we have done is we have created the entities. Now I'm having this entity which is link, which is linking towards the website. So this is what we have done in the previous session. Now what I have to do is, let's say this is a website, and now I'm gonna create a slot that will store this information, right? Let's say this is a link which is a slot value, and inside this slot I'm having a value which is website. So this is what I'm gonna do. For that, what I have to do, I have to go to the domain file, and in the previous session I have already explained you, like there are different number of arguments in which we are setting up the values. Like here you can see this is intent, template, action, entities. Similarly, we are having one more function, or let's say we are having one more argument, and that argument is what? Slots. Now inside the slots you are going to set, like what is the slot name which you are going to create, what is the type of it. So this is all about this. These are all the types which I was talking about. Now when I will create a slot, let's say first I will create a slot name. So this is the slot name, because what I want to do is, this is a entity name, and when I will get this entity, I want to save the information about the link. Let's say this is a link, and inside this what I want to store, I want to store this website, because this can be what, this can be site, this can be web page, this can be anything. But what I want to do, whenever I will get this information, or whenever I will get this entity, my value should be this, which is website. So always this should be like this. So this is what I want to do right now. Now this is what, this is a link, and after that what I have to do, inside this I have to specify the type, like what type of value I am going to store in this slot. So link is the name of the slot. Now inside this I want to specify the what is the type of it. Now link is what, link is a text type of a data, and now what I want to do is I want to store this text type of a data. So for that I will set it as text. So whatever values you will get, that value will be stored inside your link, and that value should be a text type, otherwise you cannot store it inside this. So this is how you are going to do it. Now I am done with this part, right? So for now you can train this program and run this. At that time you will be able to see what are the slot values inside this. Now let's first do this, and after that we will see how to manually collect that part inside your action file. So for that, let's just open your terminal and activate your environment, whatever you're using, and after that just train this model, and after this we will run it, or let's say we will debug it using Rasa shell. So let's say Rasa shell hyphen debug. Now here you can see it is asking you to enter some question. Now similarly, whatever we have done in the last session, here you can see I was calling this story. So for that I have to enter the information regarding this, right? So for that, let's say tell me about your web page, right? So when I will click enter, at that time what will happen? Okay, I got an error. And why I got this error? Just because I haven't started my action server. So for that, if I want to run this, I have to just first terminate this, run this again, and open a new terminal, and inside this just run Rasa run actions, right? So now your action server is running, and also your Rasa shell is running in the debugging mode. Now again write that thing, tell me about your website, right? So when you will press enter, at that time it will give you this option, and similarly here you can see it is classifying it like this is the more info intent, and these are the entities for this. So it has just extracted all of it, and similarly here you can see current slot values, and inside this what I'm having, this link is my slot name, and this is the value which I have stored inside this link. So this is how I am going to do it, right? So this is the slot value. In this way you will be able to store, or let's say in this way you will be able to store this information in such a way, right? So in here I have stored this information. Now if in case I want to use this information further, then how I can do that, right? So for that, what I have to do is I have to go to my action file, because now I want to call it manually, right? So this is my action file which I have already run, and inside this what I want to do is I want to call that information, or let's say I want to call this slot value. This is the slot name and this is the value. I want to call this value, right? So for that, let's do one thing. For now I am inside this function, because I know when I will run this command, at that time this action function will be called. Now press enter. Inside this, let's say I want to print the value, and now what value I want to call. Here at this time what will happen is you are having a tracker, and that tracker will keep record of all the things that is going on inside your Rasa chatbot. So I'm going to use this tracker. So I want to get some slot value in here, so for that I'll be using this part, get underscore slot, and inside this you have to specify like which slot value you want to pick it, right? So my slot name is link, and let's just make it clear, link. So this is a message which I am setting, and accordingly this will give you the value for that, right? So this is how it will show you. Now just save it and just close the action server and rerun it. Now go here, and I don't want to close it. I'm having another option to restart it. For that, just type this restart, press enter. Now here you can see when you will restart it, it has just set the link value as none, because it has started it from the initial state, right? Now let's again write that thing. Tell me about your website. Now press enter. Now here you can see this is showing you this option. You're getting the same things again. Now go here. Here you can see this is the message which I have printed here. So link is the message which I am printing, and this is the value for it, right? So this is how I can fetch the slot values from your action file. So this is how I can do it, right? Similarly, this is a thing in which I am not setting up the values, in which all the values are being set up accordingly here. Like here you can see you are just passing this message and your value is set it up already, or let's say accordingly, without your intervention, right? So this is how it is doing it. Now what I want to do is I want to check, like if in case whatever value your user is passing, or let's say I'm changing the question this time. Let's say your bot is asking you what is your name. Now you are saying like my name is Ashish. At that time what will happen? You have to pick the value from the user's input, right? So whatever the user will say, you have to pick the value from there. So this is how you have to do it. So in that case, how you can pick that thing? So for that, let's see how to get that information. Now after this, I want to get the information. Your tracker will keep all the records, so that's why I'm again using the tracker. So tracker dot latest message. So latest message will show you all the things: intent, entity, whatever is the text that the user has entered. So all the things, whatever it is there, your tracker will keep record, and using this you will get all the information about that, right? Now let's just save it and rerun it. Now just close it and run it again. Now here you can see I am not training the model again and again, because this time I'm just making the changes inside your action file, so you don't have to make changes to your training model, right? So this is what I'm doing. Now again write, tell me about your website. Now it is being called. Now let's come here. Now here you can see this is the message which I have printed first, the value, and after that whatever message you are sending here inside here, let's see, I have sent this message, tell me about your website. So this is the message which I have sent here, and accordingly I got this value, right? So this is the message which I'm getting here. Now if in case I want to extract some information from here, at that time what I can do, I can extract that information from here. Like here you can see this is a complete dictionary part, and inside this dictionary you are having one key which is text, and inside this text this is the same message which you are passing here, right? Tell me about your website, tell me about your website. So this is how we can extract the information from the actual values which we are having here, right? So now what you have to do, you just have to write text, and whatever information is there you can store it in here. Let's say I want to store it inside a variable. So let's say I'm taking a variable name as text and I'm storing this information. Now after this I want to print it, print text, right? So this is what I'm going to do. Now save it and rerun it again. Now tell me about your website. Now press enter. Now let's go here. Here you can see this is the slot values, this is the message which you have passed to your Rasa chatbot. So this is how you can extract the information from the input that you are providing to your user, and also you can get the slot values from the entities whatever you have passed, or let's say whatever your Rasa NLU has extracted. So this is how you can do all these stuffs. Now this is it for today. I hope you have understood all the things very clearly, but still if you are having any kind of a doubt, then please leave a comment below in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, then please click on the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please click on the subscribe button so that you do not miss any kind of a videos from my side. Till then, bye bye and thanks for watching.